I was born into a family that did a lot of bad stuff, and I was adopted, and I was brought to this camp, and I really didn't believe in God, or I just didn't learn about him before I came here. And like the first year here, like my first counselor was Elvis, and he would read the Bible every night to us before we went to sleep. And the stories in there, it's like, it was crazy, just like some of the things Jesus did. And like, that's when I started to learn more about him here. I kept learning about him, and when I left, I tried to take that with me and remember as much as I could. And I've just been coming back here ever since. Here is like the closest place you can get for me, like to get to know God.
When I was younger, I didn't really go to church. I guess my family sort of believed in Jesus and in God, but we never really went, and we never went to church. Like, I was baptized as a baby, but I think that's the last time I went to church until recently this year. And last year at camp, I just sort of had, I was here for 3 weeks, and in those 3 weeks, I sort of realized, I felt God, and I felt just all around me. And after that, I really wanted to get involved in, the church in my town, and I really wanted to, become, a better Christian. This year, I was, confirmed into my church, and, I feel like this is all, just, the beginning of my journey with God. I feel like it's just starting, in the past year, and I'm working really hard. I'm trying to get to know him better, and I try to pray to him, but I feel like there's things that come in the way of this, and that's what I'm working towards, because I really want to have the relationship with him. Hearing other people's stories, and I haven't had that one big moment, but just hearing other people's stories, I know
it helps you believe.
Yeah, helps me believe. I know some of my counselors last year told their stories to us just during shelter chats, and those really spoke to me.
I've seen him through a lot of people. Me, I'm one of those people who are always by themselves, not really with people. But now that I'm with people, I feel a lot better, and that I'm happier, and I can be myself and not worry about being judged or people thinking oh, it's not how you do that, we don't like you, or you're ugly or something. They like me for me. There's no judging here. You can all be yourself and not worry about if you do something wrong that it's gonna ruin a reputation or something. On Thanksgiving, my dad had a heart attack, and it was a pretty bad one, and I was praying that he would make it through and then he wouldn't die, and he made it.
I feel like God has worked through my life, because my mom was in a car accident earlier on in my life, and she could have died, but she didn't, and that's when I really felt that God was there. Then a couple of months ago, my mom was in another car accident with my sister, and they could have died, but they didn't. So I guess I really felt that he was there again. Ever since then, I felt he's always with me. I actually think that camp is I really like being with people, but I really like learning about God also, because there are a lot of things that I didn't really know. I learned that not everybody has the same story, and that God works through different people through different ways, and not everybody's way is the same.
God works in mysterious ways. There are times when my first time that I believed in God was when I heard that my little brother was killed. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I just wanted to see my little brother, make sure he was okay, even though, because I didn't believe it, whatever. And then on the most rainiest day, there was a ray of sunshine just beaming down on me, and it something told me that everything was okay. Camp's been working into it by just teaching me more about his weird ways, and how sometimes, even though it doesn't seem like he's there, he'll always be there with you, looking over you, and trying to help you through life. And camp's just relaxing, and I don't know, just fills you with God, and teaches you more about life and how he works, and it's really awesome, and this place is awesome. Yeah.
I didn't grow up in a Christian home,
My great-grandmother's the only Christian person I know in my family, and I never really went to church, and then I started to go more often when I was like 10 or 11 years old. I've been coming to camp for 4 years, and it hasn't really meant anything until last year, and it just like clicked, and it was like, wow, it's God guys, it's pretty sweet, you know? And then this past year I've been going to church like every Thursday, and just been going every Thursday, and then I come to camp this year, and then Zeus really opened it up for me. And then it started, you know, I've been thinking, you know, I was like, wow, you know, it's like I don't have a relationship with God, but I'm definitely like working on trying to get a relationship with God. So it's like trying to let him into my life, but it's like hard.
My parents divorced when I was 9. And then my dad got remarried. He had another child and then got divorced again. So that's when I really started coming here to Bethany Worches, and it kind of just helps me sort through like the problems, the issues, the anger, and I just kept coming back because I thought it was so much fun, and it was just a good way to get away from stressful stuff or any crap that might be going on in your life and just be peaceful.
Well, I grew up in a Christian home, but like my mom and dad talked about God, but we didn't really go to church or anything. So ultimately coming to Christ was really my decision in like 8th grade. We moved in 7th grade to Rutland, which was a pretty hard time for me, middle school was. So coming to Christ really helped me out through that, and then it really gave me like a really basic set of morals to live by, and like a conscience to like not do bad things, treat people with kindness, be a nice person to anybody. And I mean, I really had no doubts with God at all, because I mean, I can feel him around me, and I know he's there, because like the world's just such a beautiful place, like the mountains and everything. It's such a nice place. Like I just know like God made it, and like BBC is awesome because it like refreshes you. You come to a place where no one judges you, and no one like looks at you weird for being Christian or like singing loud, even though I'm not a very good singer. And it's great because you have a good group of friends, and they all listen to you, and they all like share the stories with you.
It really helps me build a relationship with God at camp. Nothing else like really does it like when I'm at camp.